Hi guys. So back at the desk yet again. So in this video, I wanted to explore different ways of using your craft supplies. So Easter's coming up, and I thought Easter cards, it's a no-brainer. So yeah, I still haven't done a 12 by 12 scrapbooking page, but that's okay. Baby steps here. Anyway, I went to my dollar store recently and I bought these. Whoops. I bought these gorgeous yarns. Now, I don't knit with them or crochet with them because I find they're a bit too finicky, but I thought, for something a little bit more tactile and a bit more artistic, I suppose, in many ways, I thought we could do Easter cards with them. I don't know. We'll see how they turn out. Anyway, so I also bought at my dollar store recently. Hold on, let me see if I can find another package of it. Oops. So my dollar store had these craft linen cardstock. So you get 18 sheets in here for $2. It's not bad. This one, they also had just the plain white pack, but this one is a multicolor one. So I thought they would be perfect for spring. And then also, I recently bought these watercolor napkins. I'm not a huge watercolor artist myself. I'm not very good at it, so I'm cheating a little bit on this one, which is okay. We're allowed to cheat a little bit. And as long as the end result looks good, right? That's all that really matters. Anyway, so what I've done is, with my die set from Stempendous, the Make It Pop cutting dies, it had some oval shapes in it. I don't have an oval punch, but I thought this one, because it did have some oval shapes in it, I was going to use them for eggs. I didn't have anything else, and I don't have too many Easter stamps, actually. I have a few, the more traditional ones, and then the cute ones and whatnot else. So, I don't know. Like I said, we'll see what we can come up with. I thought these ones would look really nice on top of the decoupaged paper napkins. I thought that would be quite pretty, especially when you mount them onto a coordinating color card. So, I thought that'd be cute for that, and then we can set that one aside. And that one, and then this one, well, very Easterish. So I thought, it'd be kind of cute to just try something a little bit different. So this one I made the frame, and then I just fed all the yarn all the way around because I thought it was cute. So I just punched out, or yeah, cut out the biggest one and then the smallest one in the center just to make the little frame. And then I was sort of experimenting a little bit with cutting with, the different edge scissors and things like that. But yeah, like I said, just trying something a little bit different. This paper stock had really pretty colors, so I thought we could do it this way. You could just wrap it around there, around the shape itself, and do it this way because the Easter colors are just really, really pretty. And all you have to do is just secure it with a little glue dot. You could hot glue this on here, obviously, if you wanted it to last a little bit longer, especially through the mail. And then you could just do a variety of little, eggs and things like that. But having said that, this is the card I'm going to use, I think, for this one. And I wanted to just sort of do something like that. The thing I like about it, it's got a little bit of texture. I don't know if my phone will pick it up, but it is a linen cardstock. It's actually good quality, as far as I can tell. So we're going to set this part aside because this is the piece we're going to be working on. I want to say also that you can use your lace. So I was using lace in my last video for jewelry. This time I'm going to use them for cards. See how many uses we can get out of these little things. I mean, we all have lace and we have little bits of trim. Like, how cute would that be on a card, right? Use them up, ladies, gentlemen, whoever is watching. It's like there's so many of them out there. And they come in such beautiful colors. So what you could do, even if you didn't want to make it too obviously Easterish, you can just do a frame like this. This is just watercolor paper, but it's a little bit heavier, so the glue will hold nicely. So you can always just do something like this. So wrap that on there and put your sentiment up top right here. I don't know. I thought it'd be really pretty, but I digress. Okay, so we're gonna work on this one. So I want to just put a little overall, I think maybe what I'll do is a little chick, I don't know. Let's see. Again, I really don't have much of a plan. I never really do. Unfortunately, a lot of this is just, you know, whatever I can come up with in the spur of the moment kind of thing. So we're going to keep track of time because I want this to be an easy kind of thing to. And I don't even have a Happy Easter stamp. I don't think. It's, which is kind of weird because you'd think I would, but it's not one of those holidays that I really, I don't really do a lot for it. I always did the Easter baskets and stuff like that for the girls and the kids, you know, for my nieces and nephews and things like that. But again, it's not something I really do a lot of, is the Easter cards. I don't know if stars will work or not. Sure, what the heck, why not? We'll do stars. It's okay. And of course, you can use any color you want. I'm just, oops, that's where it's landing. Go off your paper a little bit. Yeah, I'm on my desk. I don't have my my little craft mat underneath. And it's okay if some of them don't really work all together. It's fine. We just want to do an overall kind of thing. No plan, people. No plan. Just an idea in my head. And sometimes that's the best way to create, I find. It does take a little bit to dry, but anyway. So I'm going to edge my edges because I know eventually I'll be putting it down on my card and I won't want to mess with it then, which is okay. So I'm going to do my lines like I normally do. I know a lot of crafters do this. I like doing it too. It's just a very simple way of making it look more creative, more handmade, a little bit more put together, I find. Just gives that little bit of extra, I don't know. And then usually do a double line. Again, a lot of card making is just about, you know, creating a little bit of art on something small so that when you send it to someone and they receive it and they look at it, it's like, oh, that's kind of cool, you know. Yeah, you can buy cards, of course. Why not? There's some gorgeous cards out there. And on many occasions, for many years, I would just buy whatever. But in this case, I think it'd be kind of cute if we were to add a little bit of something different. So this is the one that has the teal colored. I don't know, it's kind of a really pretty soft green, but the green is underneath from the other card, so I thought that would be quite nice. I don't know if I want to attach it afterwards, probably. So we're just going to put this on our card now. And I do want to punch it up a little bit, so I'm just going to put my, woo, and you could use sequins if you wanted to, speaking of, you know, taking it up a notch. Obviously, you could make a shaker card. I think that would look really cute too. But again, shaker cards and I, you know, it's like, we're getting there. We're not besties yet, but we are definitely getting there. And half the fun is being able to experiment. So that's what we are doing today, just with the yarn. I think in this case, we're going to stick with that. again, just like everything else. It takes time, practice. You make a card to sort of figure out how you want to do things, and then from there on in, it'll get easier with each one, I find anyway. It's cute. All right. So I'm going to grab some glue dots. I could use mini ones, but I think that might be a bit too small. I am going to color my little guy, and I think, I don't know how well it'll take. I'm going to try this. Oh, that's a very bright yellow. I don't know if I want to make him orange. No. Yuck. All right. Alcohol inks to the rescue. Oh, yes. Here we go. All right. So just to be careful because it will probably spread a little bit, so you just want to sort of color it in. Now, this does not have to be a little Easter chick. This could even be a robin if you wanted to do like a spring card if you didn't celebrate Easter. So you could do like an orange breast, so, you know, celebrate spring in and of itself. That's okay too. And then I am going to give him a little bit of rosy cheeks. Maybe not with that. Oh yeah, it's the only one I have. Okay. So we're going to give him there. A little bit more dimension. And just for fun. And then I'm going to take our glue dots because I want to make sure that the yarn does not come off. So I'm just going to put it in different spots. Just right onto the yarn itself, because once we put it down, it'll be okay. It's going to be finicky. You could use a hot glue gun, like I said. I would not use like a liquid glue, but. And then if you see a little piece that's, you know, just tuck it back in there. It's fine. Just tuck them right in there. And then this little guy can go over here because he's cute. And this one I will give a little bit of foam tape because this one's not wound all the way around. So there. Little fuzzy Easter eggs. I don't know. I thought it was kind of cute. And it's a different way of using your yarn. And then you'll want to put it in a slightly larger envelope because I think the smaller envelope will probably make it too tight to fit in there. Like I said, these are just cardstock that were there at the store, but you know, something a little bit bigger. So I thought that was cute. And then what you could do with just the regular lace, you could do the same sort of thing. And then just, let's see if I can, if you want to make it simpler on yourself, you just take one of these. And you don't have to write a sentiment on it, of course. All right, so this one, I'm going to go this way. And we'll cross down here so that we can go this way. And then we will put a little bit more down and then go that way. Take our scissors, and then you have a little Easter egg with lace on it. How cute is that? So, yeah. I don't know. Is this dry? Yeah, more or less. You can just write it down in here. Just like that. And again, you know, you can practice your lettering if you want to make it a little bit more substantial. I've been practicing for ages and I still can't get it right. So I've just come up with my own little way of doing things, and that's okay too. And every time it changes a little bit, and that's fine. That's half the fun. It's coming up with different ideas. So that's the one. I don't know how many I'm going to get through. So here's the other one. So let's set that one aside. So I just decoupaged the napkin onto there we go. And save the scraps because you can use it for other things, for other projects. I'm just going to use the one here. So it'll just be a little bit simpler to use. You can trim the edges just with scissors. But I wanted to decoupage it so that it was not on the little part where the two napkin layers are met. You know, they have that little, the bumpy ridge or something like that. So I didn't want it on the card. So all I did was make sure I centered it onto my piece itself. And I measured it. And apparently I have a very dirty paintbrush. I need to wash my paintbrushes. Anyway, it's not horrible. It's probably not the best, but it's not horrible. So that's actually pretty good. So what we're going to do is we're just going to tape, you know, some foam tape. It's a crafter's best friend, I think. And again, you know, this is, you can do a variety of any of these things. So if you didn't want to use yarn or you didn't want to decoupage, you could just do an all over background with one of these stamps, and then you can make a few of those and then cut them out and then bump them up with some foam tape and you're good to go. It's the same kind of thing. But I like the yarn idea and I like the decoupage idea because I'm not a huge, I'm not very good at watercoloring yet. It's one of my goals is to, so it's just a question of doing it this way. There. So now what you can do, oh, no, it's on that. You can put that onto some pretty white. Is that square enough? I think we're good. I think maybe something a bit longer. There we go. So what we can do is we can stamp that on there. I don't have too many of these. I don't know. Just eyeball it. There we go. It's quite pretty. I do like that stamp actually. It has a bit more of an artistic quality to it, I think. That's probably what I like about it. So again, you can color it in. I have no idea if this is straight or not. It's not horrible. Okay. A lot of my paint brushes are like my watercolor brushes, some of them anyway. And just use that since a background is supposed to look like a watercolor, right? This part. And then Easter lilies are usually white, so I'm just going to color the center in a little bit. I don't really like the smell of Easter lilies, but they are pretty. Just leave that. If you want, it's not really necessary, but yeah, a little bit of pink to it. I'm really thinking about doing everything perfectly. But you could use the Easter colors. So you could do the, so if you didn't want to color the whole thing in, you can just go over the lines like this. Again, because it is kind of sketch-like, you can just sort of follow suit. That is kind of what I like about this. And it just picks up the colors in the background in here. Again, we can ink the edges, and you could watercolor the background of this, of course, if you really wanted to. You could stamp it onto colored cardstock, but I thought the background was quite pretty. And then between the two of them, you could really just sort of, you know, have an interesting look. And then this makes this stand out a little bit more too, I find, if you just use plain white. Half the fun is just trying to figure things out. Again, I do the double line. If I wanted to add a little bit more color, I will do the double line, and then what you can do, because I like the purple in this so much, this does have a smaller end, but that's okay. I think it would just take too long. So we're just going to add a little bit of purple to the edge. Just like that. Just to add a little bit of interest. And I do this for a lot of my, like I did it for my postcards and my other cards and things like that. And when I'm scrapbooking, I will, that's where I started doing this actually. So again, you could add lace to this if you wanted to, you know, to the frame part. I don't know. In this case, I don't think we're going to worry about it. Foam tape. That's the one I'm looking for. And then it's just a question of mounting that on. Again, it doesn't have to be square. You could do an oval. You can do Easter egg if you really have a shape, you know, like an egg shape. You can, obviously, but I don't have any, so this is how I'm making do. But that looks quite pretty. So there's the second one. And you can put your sentiment down on the bottom. Again, my paintbrush was dirty. I should probably clean them, but you know, using some dollar store, you know, some napkins and some yarn and some lace, you know, you could potentially use whatever you feel like. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I know it was a little bit long-winded, but in the end, I think the result turned out rather well. Hope it gave you some ideas for your next creative frenzy. All right, bye, guys.